Hi class, how you doing? Welcome to Image Manipulation. My name is Michael Maldonado and I will be your instructor here for the next few weeks. So I just kind of want to introduce myself and do this kind of welcome to week one thing, just to introduce you to class, show you around a little bit, show you, kind of give you an idea of what's expected. So over here, I am right over here in this project brief. Two things I want to talk about before we jump into milestone one is this project brief tab right here. Open that guy up, and I just want to show you right there. It's got a print button, so really might want to consider printing this out. If not, at least visit it once a day or so, just to kind of, ascertain the lay of the land, so to speak. So you know where we've been and where we're heading. So it's just kind of a roadmap through the course. So I highly recommend you print that out. Keep it somewhere near your workstation. So as we can see, just really briefly, what is the project? The term project is this. Basically, in a nutshell, you've been hired to do a freelance project for this company called Eclipse Entertainment. Eclipse markets toys, a variety of toys, computer games, and movies. Its intention is to design a silly caricature created from photos of everyday projects. You have been hired by the company to create one of these caricatures. The project brief contains a listing of individual tasks you need to do completing each milestone. So here's the project schedule, okay? Now, what I want to do now at this point is show you right here, questions from professor. So what this is this is just, it's better than emailing me. Don't email me your questions, not because I don't want to hear from you, but because there's a really good chance if you have a question, some of your classmates might have the same question. So if we share like a central pool here for questions, it'll best ensure that the other students have a chance to read the responses and benefit from those, should they have the same questions or if the same questions arise while they're working on their projects. All right, so I'll go for that preliminary work. Let's jump into milestone one. So I'm just going to click on milestone one here. We have the milestone one overview, and you got this guy who kind of acts as like the owner of
as your first month.
The owner of Eclipse Entertainment, and so I'll be kind of acting as the art director. This guy is kind of the owner of the studio, so you'll see him in the hallways, and he'll give you a pep talk every week or so, talking about where you're at and what you're doing. Okay, so it's asking you to use your imagination a little bit, as the course is set up really as a studio, which is a fantastic thing, you guys, for a 100 level class. This is a foundations class. It's fantastic that you don't usually find this kind of interactivity in a lower level class. I'm talking about undergrad class too. I mean, most of the time you find this kind of interactivity, it's in a graduate level class. So you guys are really super, super lucky to have this class. It's a fantastic class. I've been through it several times. I go through it, regularly, just so, I know what I'm doing. And I can show you some hurdles and some potential obstacles and areas that would be considered areas that might show a little bit of trouble or sorry about that, or otherwise, looking for areas of opportunity. Okay, so this is. Right here is the end of the milestone, gives you kind of your objectives and what you'll learn at the end of it. Then you have image use guidelines. Please, you guys, you got it. You have to cite your sources. It's so important. Nobody's going to go to jail. Nobody's going to, not be banned from practicing graphic design if they don't cite their sources. But it certainly is a best practice, and we have a lot of leeway in education. But in your professional careers, you're absolutely expected to cite your sources. So we have milestone one summary here. It talks about these different things. So let's take a look at what's going on. So let's take a look at milestone one learning activities right here. These are our learning activities, and I want you to note that this one right over here, where did it go? Oh, yeah, make sure you take a look at all of these all of these milestone activities. Really, really important stuff. They're required, as you can clearly see. They don't take very long, but I do track them. So they are required. So you will be held accountable for the information within these required activities. Milestone one task overview. And I just clicked right there on that task overview. But this is your task overview for it. Specifically, it's in a nutshell, it's these three tasks right here, all in one. So you can kind of see where you're at and where you've been and where you're going. I'm going to click on milestone one task one. This is a letter of introduction. And basically what you're going to do here is you're going to provide a letter of introduction to the art director of Eclipse Entertainment. So we're asking you to jump right into this thing in a real world studio type setting so that not only are you just coming in this class and saying, hey, I'm so-and-so and this is what I'm doing here, like we do in a lot of classes, this is asking you to actually prepare a cover letter, a letter of introduction, something that will prepare you for your real world activities when you reach that point in your more towards the end of your program here and you're starting to introduce yourself to the professional world of design. Okay. Letter of introduction, 1 to 2 paragraphs, address your location major, okay, and then read the steps for success, okay? I want you to bring your attention to this right here. This is due Thursday, May 11th. That's the first day of class, guys. All right, so please pay attention to that. Let's go to Milestone 1, Task 2. In Milestone 1, Task 2, you're going to be working with selections. And these are something that these videos are fantastic. Make sure, guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and say this, all right? Please, no matter how well you think you know Photoshop, please do not attempt any of these exercises without looking at the videos first, all right? It's that important. It shows you the right way to do it. It shows you what I'll be looking for, okay? Just because you can get from point A to point B doesn't mean you've gotten there correctly, and that's what we'll be looking for here. The videos are very important because they kind of build off each other. So in other words, during Milestone 2, we may reach back and say, hey, remember Milestone 1 in that video? Well, let's build on that by doing the following, okay? It's that important. Here's your submissions and here's your examples. So you really are in good hands here. Okay, and then that goes into Dropbox. So Milestone 1, Task 3 is your character thumbnails. All right, now for this, again, here's your choices. All right, now listen, guys, this is a course-long project, so, here's some examples of sketches. Try to be really as engaged as you can here. I mean, you're going to be working on this project for weeks, so really try to make it as interesting as possible. And I really mean that. So the front end work you're going to do is really going to really determine the success. And I say this because I've taught this class several times. And it's very, very important. I hear the same things from a lot of different students saying, boy, I wish I would have spent more time developing my character in the sketch stage, because now I kind of feel like after 4 weeks, I kind of feel like I could have done better here, and here. Which I always recommend that you continue on working on your work long after class is over, if applicable. But anyways, again, here are some examples. You're in great hands with examples. All right, now let's jump to Milestone 1, final submission, which, as you can see, this, by the way, this Task 3, your sketches, let me show you something here. These are due week 1, day 4. Okay, that is Thursday, Friday, that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, so that means you have to drop those in your discussion area by Monday. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Actually, by Sunday. By Sunday night, these go into discussion area, and then these go right in here, and then we'll comment on those and make our critiques, and then you get a chance to submit your final submission Wednesday, the final day of the week. That's Wednesday, day 7 of week 1, since the class starts on Thursday. Okay, hope that makes sense. Again, the Milestone 1, Task 3 is due on Sunday, and then Milestone 1, final submission is due on Wednesday, the last day of class. That was a mouthful. All right, so guys, listen, I'm right here, all right? I'm committed to your success. That's my faculty promise to you, all right? You're not going to be waiting for me for questions. You're not going to be waiting for me to answer general questions or emails or anything like that. That's not what I'm about. I'm about really being active in the class. So you can depend on me. I promise you that. My success is measured by your success. I want to give everyone A's, and it's easy to do. You know what? Stay engaged, follow the project requirements, stay stay abreast with the schedule, and you're in. You'll learn. You'll be amazed at how much you're going to learn here. But it moves fast, so you got to keep on top of things. All right, guys, that's what I have. Didn't even want to take this long. I'm sorry I took this long. I just want to kind of just to be brief, but I'm a windbag, so sorry about that. Here we are. Welcome to week 1. Thank you, everyone. I will see you guys in discussion board.